Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today I want to take you guys through all of the new characters. We got 8 of them to go through, guys, and I want to give you my thoughts and my opinions on which ones are the best. But of course, at the top of the video, I have to say, yes, Doctor Strange is the best one. It's no coincidence that Doctor Strange is the the top of this update. This was the Doctor Strange update coinciding with the Doctor Strange movie. So it would be very fucking nurse weird if Doctor Strange or Mr. Doctor was not the top of the pops here. And of course the Epic Quest just does more to further that idea. So right off the bat, I don't even need to review him. He is the best of all 8, unequivocally. We can check out his skills in the skill preview just to see how beautiful they are. But we'll save Doctor Strange for his own character review later on, guys. I want to get through the rest of them because there's a lot more debate to be had among the other 7 characters. For the most part, there are a couple of duds in there. But let's get through them and see which ones we can dig out and kind of peruse through to guess which are the best. So we'll start with Satana. She's the hottest one. A couple of things I want to get into, guys. I want to cover all the characters first in the regular preview, and then we're going to go into the skill preview. So we're going to do it a little bit differently. So Satana is universal, which is good because we're missing universal characters. She's also female, which is great for Shadowland because we're missing a lot of strong female characters. If we look here in the details page, she's a hero, so that's also very, very good for both Shadowland and for the Extreme Mode Universal Hero Day, because Satana will be available for the Extreme Alliance Battle mode. So that's very, very important to note, guys. Good. Looking at her skills here, we've got regular damage, fire resist debuff, which is excellent, plus damage. The passive, which is amazing, heal, okay. A dot burn, plus damage, plus a 3-second bind, which is very, very good. And then the 1-second bind with the massive DPS. Then her leadership is excellent. It's got fire damage, which is going to boost herself and anybody she's with on the squad. And then her tier 2 is very good. She's immune to damage, to all damage for 10 seconds, which is going to be very useful for World Boss, Shadowland, Alliance Battle, Extreme Alliance Battle, although it doesn't dodge the meteors. And then it's going to reduce all the debuffs that the hero has used and decrease their duration, and then increase her own buffs. It affects all of her buffs, so that's really, really good, guys. We'll check out the iframes in a little bit here to kind of round out the character. Then we have the Ancient One. He's a blast male type. We were lacking blast types in general, so it's also good to get more of those, especially for something like Shadowland, where there's lots of combat rumbles and combat relays. Again, another hero, which is good for the Alliance Battle Extreme mode, because there's a hero, there's an extreme hero blast, hero blast requirement, or maybe it's hero male requirement. Then the skills, we have regular damage, debuff plus damage. We have all debuffs removed plus increasing regular debuffs with a massive fucking AoE. Then cooldown time resetting on the passive, which is nice. The invincibility and the invisibility and the one summon, which I believe the DPS is kind of low from what I've seen, but it's very defensive, a very tanky attack. And then the HP recovery plus attack. From my initial thoughts and my initial feeling on Ancient One, he seems to be, or she seems to be, or it seems to be quite tanky for a blast character, so keep that in mind, guys. That's important. Then we have Caecilius. Caecilius, yeah, I think it's Caecilius. I just finished watching the movies, guys. Try not to spoil anything for you. Another blast male character, this time super villain, which is good because we need more super villains in general. But the skills are a little bit disappointing. There's a stun, there's damage. The passive is okay. It's not so great, but it's not bad. Good for Shadowland, definitely. Then another damage, and then another damage. So hopefully we'll see a lot of iframes, but otherwise not a lot of CC on his skills. No healing, no clones, no shenanigans like that. So I'm a little bit disappointed. Then we have Baron fucking Mordo, the guy who looks so ridiculous in his uniform, and yet this uniform is way better than the movie uniform, guys. If you didn't know, the movie uniform changes him from Blast to Speed, which is generally a bad trade-off because Blast has high DPS and lower survivability, but speed kind of doesn't have that much survivability because the dodge isn't really useful anymore, and they still have low DPS. And the uniform bonus is pretty bad, I would say. But let's just check out the regular one. We can review the uniform a little bit later on, guys, but everything I'm reading so far says that uniform is kind of useless. Baron Mordo is Blast, which we needed more of. Super Villain, which we needed more of, especially for Shadowland. Then the skills here, we have the dodge plus damage, and the animation is hilarious. Then we have a 3-second stun. Then we have a guard plus damage. The passive is great. Okay, it's got basically an obelisk proc. 5-star is good. It's got a debuff with huge AoE damage, and then a stun plus a dot plus regular damage. Very good skills. Bad leadership, and his tier 2 passive is like whatever. I did face one tier 2 Baron Mordo, and against my Thanos, he did some pretty decent burst damage, so I was caught off guard, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. But I definitely have to see more before I find out just how successful the character can be. Then we have Clea, another universal character. Again, we were missing universals. We were like, you know, low on universal characters who aren't Black Order, and low on universal types and female types. So that's excellent. And she's also a hero and a female one, which is good for Shadowland, as I've said before. She's got a silence, which is always good. Speed buff and damage, or speed debuff plus damage. Regular attack, guard plus invisibility, which is very survivability, related. The illusion, which is good. Then regular damage, then another illusion here. This is going to go way past 100% once you level it up. As you guys can see, I don't have enough gold, but already at level 4, it's got more than 100% of her stats, which means those mirages, those illusions are going to do a lot of damage. We'll see if they take aggro, but right now that looks like a very good 6-star skill. Then the leadership's pretty useless, but that's okay. And then her tier 2 just amplifies both her passive and her 6-star skill, which is really good. And it might be what they give Loki when he gets the tier 2 treatment, so kind of keep that in mind, guys, when you're playing with Clea. If you like her, you might be getting that in store later on with Loki tier 2. Then we have Hellstrom, probably the most interesting of the ones for how surprisingly good he is from what I've read. He's also universal, which we needed more of. He's male, which we didn't necessarily need more of, but that's okay. And he's also a hero, surprisingly, guys. Both Satana and Hellstrom are heroes, not super villains. So keep that in mind, guys. We only got 2 super villains from this update, Caecilius and Baron Mordo. So, don't let that pass you by, because it is important, especially for Shadowland and Extreme Alliance Battle. Then Hellstrom's got a dot damage plus regular damage, a stun plus damage, a debuff plus damage, plus a buff to himself, which is a very strong 3-pronged attack. The passive is pretty useless, but that's okay. The 4-star skill has summons that apparently grab aggro and can do multiple different skills, which is very good. As you can see, the illusion percent stats is much lower than Clea's, probably because they grab aggro and they have a wider variety of skills they can use. And then his 6-star skill is very strong, a 5-second immunity to damage plus DPS. Very good 5-star, 6-star skill. It's fucking me up, guys. They put 5, but it's the 6-star skill. Anyways, his leadership is pretty much terrible and useless, but maybe for Shadowland it's not going to be so bad. And then his tier 2 is absolutely excellent. One of the best tier 2s out there. HP recovery plus damage boost when he's attacking. So very strong, guys. Let's quit the jibber jabber. Let's take this into the skill preview to see exactly what we're twerking with, guys. So here in the skill previews, if you're not familiar with the way that I do these, guys, we're looking for primarily iframes, especially with the introduction of Extreme Alliance Battle. Iframes have become more and more important, especially if you want to get a high score and not die. So we're looking especially for those. And with specialty skills, we want to see how they handle, how much time they take. If there's movement in the skill, we want to see how the mobs here will react when I summon my clones and stuff like that. So we want to just see how the game is going to interact in a controlled setting here. And one where I don't die, obviously. So let's check out Caecilius. He's probably on the bottom of my list, just judging off everything I've read. So that's why I'm going with him first. So 1-star skill. Damage plus a stun. It's a little bit slow, and the stun only comes at the end. but it's got kind of a guard break at the beginning. It looks cool, and it's got some reference to the movie because they use all these fucking cool patterns. So I like the way it looks, and I like the applicability for Shadowland, especially considering he's a supervillain. But of course, guys, you know that CC doesn't work in Alliance Battle. You know that CC doesn't work in World Boss, so take that into consideration. Also, it's not an iframe skill. Then we go on to the 2-star here. Very long wind-up, and not very many hits, so not a lot of bang for your buck. Pretty disappointing 2-star skill. It seems to guard break, but it's so slow that you're going to have to quickly chain it into other attacks just to get it to be successful. Pretty bad 2-star skill, in my opinion. 3-star skill, let's check this one out. Very long wind-up again, but it does have a small iframe, so if you can time it right, you will be able to get the jump on the mobs just like that. I only got hit once, but it seems to take a bit of a pause there at the end before you can recover. Let's see if I can cancel out of this one right as he gets out. I can. So hopefully he has another skill where he does a movement. We'll find out just in a bit. Here we go with the 5-star skill, guys. He jumps back and he does a bunch of attacks and then a long wind-up with a nice AoE. The AoE is nice, guys, but again, long wind-up, no iframe. Very, very vulnerable when he's charging that up. Not so good for World Boss, good for Shadowland. Then his 6-star skill. Ooh, that's a doozy. Wow. I want to check that one again. Holy shit. So, long iframe, guys. Plenty of hits. 150 hits there. Huge AoE. Very strong 6-star skill, guys. As a striker for World Boss, as someone to tag in and just tap their 6-4, that's excellent. This looks like an overpowered Wiccan 6-star skill. Huge AoE plus iframe. Very, very nice. May turn out to be very, very useful for Extreme Alliance Battle. You just tag in, hit him, and then tag out back to somebody else. And because it's iframe, you're not resetting the dodge meter for the meteors. So, wow. I'm actually very surprised by that. And I can't stop doing it because it looks so cool. Good job, Caecilius. Damn, Mads Nicholson, or Mads, whatever his name is. He did a great job in that movie. Anyways, I'd probably give that a solid B, guys. I was down in the C range until I saw that 6-star skill. That was very, very sexy and very nice. I also just realized that I forgot someone when I was doing the regular character preview. Sorry, Wong. I glossed over you. I guess you were a little bit too short, and I kind of saw over your head there and didn't stop to look down. Sorry about that, Wong. Also, Hulkling kind of scares me, so I don't want to look at his character portrait. Thank you for the Dimension Rift, Borak. Wong is a speed character, which we didn't need any more of because they're speed characters. But he's a human, he's male, he's a hero, so that's cool. His skills are just damage, immunity for 2 seconds, which is kind of bad, but it does go up, which is really good. 3 seconds here. Let's see what it goes up to. 3 seconds. Maybe it goes up to 4 or 5 seconds, which is not that bad, actually. And it's a shield, so maybe it's going to be passable to other players. That's interesting to note and try to test. His passive is pretty useless. 5-star skill has a stun, which is nice. And regular damage. Leadership is pretty good, especially for Shadowland. And his passive seems to increase his damage, which is probably useful if you're a huge Wong fan. But I'm not. Overall, I would say that Wong is probably one of the more disappointing characters from this as well. His uniform is pretty fucking useless. But, you know, it remains to be seen just how useless he really is. And actually, with that said, we'll take him into the skill preview next. Probably Wong will shine most effectively in Shadowland, where his stuns and guard breaks on fast attacks will be able to be used against enemies effectively. But let's check him out here. The 1-star skill, no iframe, lots of hits. Again, good for Shadowland, not much good for anything else. 2-star skill, oh, is that a buff? I believe he gave himself a buff there. Yes, he did give the 1-star skill, I believe, gives him a buff. Is it the 1-star skill? I don't know. I'm confused now. He had a buff there. He had a physical attack buff. I don't know where the fuck that came from. Maybe that was a card proc. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, guys. Anyways, 1-star skill and 2-star skill are basically the same. They're just a bunch of hits. He moves around, which is nice, kind of like Elsa, but again, no iframes, low survivability, plus he's speed equals bad formula. Let's see the 3-star skill. Okay, it sucks. It's only applicable for him. It's good because it has a low charge up. It seems similar to Ghost Rider's invincibility on the car summoning skill when he has the uniform. So that's good. It activates pretty fast. And this will probably make him a little bit more consistent in Shadowland, but again, not too consistent elsewhere for the average Joe player. Then we got the 5-star skill here, guys. Lots of hits. This looks like it'll probably do quite a lot of damage, and it looks like it's got a pierce AoE on that first hit there, that wave, because waves don't die, guys. And it's got a long-ass 3-second stun. So that, again, increases Wong's usefulness for Alliance battle, or sorry, for Shadowland, but not much else. Then we got the 6-star skill. Long wind up, lots of attacks. Sadly, they're not iframes, and unfortunately, it seems like these attacks are mostly single target, and just there's AoE damage more by proxy than anything else. So kind of sad, and hopefully they can kind of fix this and give him some more iframes, because this 6-star skill looks so cool, but leaves him so open for punishment, guys. I'm tempted. I kind of want to see with the uniform, because maybe they fix some of these things. Let's just check this out really quickly. Okay, the uniform skill activated. I don't really care there. Yeah, no iframe. No iframe again. Okay. Same kind of shit here. Okay, let's check this one out. This looks exactly the same. Okay. And then more of the same. So, yeah, I mean, no. There's no iframe here, guys. There's like a very short pseudo iframe. Yeah, very disappointing. So Wong is probably at the bottom of my list, guys. Probably give him a C ranking, and let's move on to the next one. Clea has gotten a lot of attention because she's a bio-sub only character and she's got lots of summons. So let's check out what we're working with Doctor Strange's Mistress of Sex, his Sextress. Here we go, guys. The 1-star skill. Okay, just summons a clone. I don't know if that clone is from her. I guess the clone is, yeah. That clone is from her passive, guys. Her 1-star skill doesn't summon a clone, but that clone looks cool. Anyways, guys, her 1-star skill is just a wind-up punch that does silence and movement speed debuff, but looks very, very cool and very large AoE. So that can be useful for, definitely for Shadowland. It might even be useful for, maybe not Alliance battle, but some other modes. Definitely for Battle World, maybe for Alliance tournaments even. Very interesting CC, group CC, and very strong double CC. That's silence plus movement speed plus, yeah, very strong, very, very strong. 2-star skill. That's pretty cool looking. It doesn't have, it seems like it's got an iframe. I don't know what's going on. I need them to look at me. So it seems like some of them are, no, they're looking at me. Yeah, it seems like it's got kind of an iframe when she initially summons up the dragon, which is really cool. It's got a lot of hits and it pierces, which is very, very good for hitting lots of mobs many, many times. That looks sexy for sure. Then the 3-star skill, very nice. She teleports and she becomes invisible. Very useful, you know, getaway effect. Very good for survivability. Very good for all game modes, guys. Excellent skill there. Then the 5-star skill, long wind up, but looks like huge fucking AoE damage. That's very, very strong. It's hard to tell whether it's an iframe or not. Partly because we have clones and partly because the enemies are getting juggled by the attack here. It seems like it might be an iframe. It's hard to tell though, guys. If anyone has more information about that, let me know, because this looks very, very strong for extreme AB. It's an AoE, and it could be an iframe as well, which is basically the perfect 1-2 punch for extreme AB mode. Then the 6-star skill summons 2 more clones. Sadly, these clones do not take aggro, but fortunately the clones do this really cool piercing beam attack. It is the only attack that they do, and it seems to be a stronger variation of Clea's basic attack, but it's very good that it pierces. It's got a very long range. As you guys can see, it goes all over the fucking map. And as you know, the clones will have more than 100% of her stats, and it seems like the beams track as well. They're moving with the mobs as they move. So very, very strong skill. I would easily give this character an A or an A+. But we just have to see how the damage input is. Very, very strong. Let's check out Satana next. A lot of people were very high on her. Her movement speed is very, very good. Very capey, very Doctor Strangey. So let's check out how this goes, guys. 1-star skill, long wind up. Got the damage there. I don't know what those counters are. I guess that's the dot damage counting down. That's cool that they're showing us there. Don't ignore the block damage, guys. That's from the tier 2 passive. So long wind up though, and it doesn't hit that many mobs, so not so great. I guess that dot damage wasn't from the skill, guys. That was from her tier 2 passive, so ignore that as well. So on the 1-star skill, not too good. 2-star skill here. Long iframe, very strong skill there. It's immediate iframe, so it applies protection, and it also has a dot damage, and it also has AoE, which is very strong. So excellent skill there. 3-star skill again here. No iframe, it seems, but oh, small. It seems like it's a short iframe. No, it's not an iframe. It's questionable. I don't think it's an iframe, but it's got the debuff and the fire resistance down, which is great. Then the 5-star skill, let's check this one out here. No iframe, but very long stun, and looks like very huge damage. So that's a great attack to just plant and then switch, because I believe the dot damage will continue. Very cool animation, looks very sexy. And then the 6-star skill is probably her best here, guys. Huge AoE damage, snare for 1 second to keep the mobs in place, and then that huge funnel at the end. Very cool animation with the bats and stuff, or the succubi, whatever it is. Very cool overall. Cool damage, good skills, very strong tier 2. Probably give it an A as well. Then we got our main man, Hellstrom. Hellstrom has also been getting a lot of attention on Reddit for his possibility to be one of the best characters from this update, aside from Doctor Strange, because of his clone. So let's check out what he does. Let's check out what Aquaman does. Here we got the 1-star skill. Great iframe there at the beginning though, but slow reaction on the pullout. So he's got a good lunge, a strong start, a very deep penetration there, but very slow on the pullout. Might result in some unwanted pregnancies. But good iframe skill. Let's check out the 2-star skill, guys. No iframe, but a long stun and some movement, which is nice. And it's pretty fast skill. It kind of ends the animation quite soon, so that's pretty cool. And it's got a little bit of a pierce, I guess, in some of the mobs, so it's got some residual AoE damage. Let's check out the 3-star skill, guys. That's pretty cool. It's got the debuff. I think it's a debuff, yeah. And then it's got the damage. That's pretty nice. No iframe, but strong animation and good bunching. As you guys can see, it pulls them together. Very useful for Shadowland. And also could be very useful to combo for Extreme Alliance Battle. Let's find out what some of his other skills do. So this one summons the clones. The clones do take aggro, I believe, not from these robots, but from other ones. And from what I also believe, as you guys can see there, the clones will cast multiple different skills, ranging from Hellstrom's 1-star to 2-star to 3-star. So that makes them very useful. Let's check out his 6-star skill, guys. Long wind up, but it looks like large AoE damage. So it's probably best to combo the 3 with the 5. So I would summon the 4 first, and then pull them in, and then blast them all to hell. So pull them in. Don't let the attack finish, because you don't want them to get scattered again after the suck in. You want to suck them in, and then you just want to blast them all over their faces. Very strong. I would probably give Hellstrom an A or an A+. Looks very tight. Let's check out the ancient one here. Also getting a lot of positive buzz. Let's check out the 1-star skill. Oh, the AI is not on for some reason. Let's check this out. So got an iframe there, which is very nice, and damage with piercing, I believe, or at least some AoE, which is always nice. Then we got the 2-star skill. It's got the pull in plus the debuff and the AoE, which is nice, good for Shadowland. Then we got the 3-star skill, which is just that. Not so useful, leaves him vulnerable. I don't really like it. Then we got the 5-star skill. This is probably one of the most popular ones. It's just some damage. There's the damage, and the whole time you are kind of protected. You're invisible, and you've got the guard, so you basically can get some rest from the game while you are doing something else. But let me also see here, I don't believe that attacking will take you out of the invisibility, so that's good. It remains regardless of what you do. If you cancel out into other skills, you still get that invisibility. Let's check out now his 6-star skill. We saw it there, but let's see it again. Large AoE, and then it leaves this like bubble here. I'm not sure what it does, if it heals or what. maybe just heals 1 tick. So that's pretty cool. It's probably best to combo the 5 into the 6. I've seen a lot of people do that and then just rinse and repeat. The damage is not very strong, but it's very, very safe. I'd probably give him like a B+ from everything I've seen. Skills look good. Let's quickly check out the uniform. Maybe it offers us some differences, but I'm pretty doubtful that it does. Seems to be pretty much the same here. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I think there's an additional buff, perhaps, but that's it. We didn't check out this uniform, guys. Let's quickly check out the Mordo uniform before the main one, but from everything I've seen, it's fucking terrible. So that's cool. That's sorry, wow. That's an iframe there. That looks pretty nice, but only a couple hits. That's really great as CC for Shadowland. Then we got this one, which is just some hits. It's kind of, maybe he's like a buffed up Daredevil. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting right now with the uniform on. That's, wow, that's actually really, really nice. Lots of iframes, long attack animation to keep him protected the whole time, and lots of hits. That's actually pretty interesting. And then let's see the 6 here, lots of hits. I can't really tell. It seems like it's kind of an iframe, a half iframe, a 3/4 iframe. But pretty cool. A bit surprised by it. But let's check out the main one, guys, because that's the one that most people are rocking with. The main Mordo, the main Spandex Man, green fucking leotard shit, Lionel Richie. This 1-star skill, guys, looks really, really funny to me. It's a bunch of, like, you know, herpes testicles getting launched at the enemy. And then at the end, there are some bigger ones there that he sends out. It sucks because it leaves Baron Mordo rooted, but the damage is pretty good from what I've seen. This hit my Thanos and did a surprising amount. The 2-star skill, it's got a stun and it's got a teleport, so that's good for both damage, CC, or not both, but all 3, damage, CC, and survivability, because it changes Mordo's place there. Very useful skill. You can bounce around the arena quite quickly using that. Very, very cool. Then Baron Mordo's 3-star skill. Very nice teleport, plus the guard, plus the damage. The damage doesn't seem to be very good, and it's single target, but it's better than nothing. Then the 5-star skill, guys. Here's where we start to get very, very interesting. Long iframe, huge AoE, plus great damage, plus the debuff. Very, very strong indeed. Then the 6-star skill, holy shit, even more damage, guys. A bunch of clones appear temporarily to cast this spell. Long CC, great damage, very large AoE, very cool animations. You could do like 6 into 5 into 3, back into 5 into 6 or whatever. You could almost perpetually stay in iframe probably if you're Baron Mordo on manual with max skill cooldown. So very, very cool. He plays very, very quickly. He bounces around a lot for a blast character. He kind of feels a little bit like Yellow Jacket in some sense with the long iframes and the kind of bursty damage from what I've seen, but I could be wrong. But overall, I would say he's probably one of the best new characters from this patch, and especially because he's a super villain. We don't have a lot of good blast super villains. We have a lot of good blast heroes. So overall, I would say he's better with without the uniform than with, but that's, you know, that's for someone else to decide, I guess, because I don't have that much experience with either of them, just kind of from my eye test and what I've seen other people say. So overall, guys, I would say, of course, you have to invest in Doctor Strange first. That's a given. But after you've invested in Doctor Strange, guys, that's the real money question. Who is next? Well, I would say that it's probably best to invest in one of those 3 universal heroes, either Clea, Satana, or Hellstrom. Clea is probably the most sensible one to invest in first because you can't get her bios easily. So once you get enough shifters to get her to 1 star, you should probably mega rank her because it'll take months to do it the regular way because her bios from the shifter levels seem very elusive and you only get 10 per day. After Clea, and Clea's got the clones, which is always useful for new players to handle. After Clea, it's kind of a bit of a toss-up depending on your needs. Baron Mordo is a great choice if you need more blast characters. Ancient One is a bit more of a tanky, safer choice. As well, Satan and Hellstrom are excellent additions to the hero universal slot that we don't really have a lot of at all. So you should also strongly consider that if you need more heroes and if you need more universal types, if you're lacking in Shadowland clears or if you're lacking in extreme AB mode clears. So those are my thoughts on the new characters, guys. I'm very happy with Netmarble's release. I'm very happy with the patch. All of the character skills look very cool. Sick animations. They're usually very strong. Of course, guys, none of them compare really to the Doctor, but that was kind of to be expected. So let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know who you ranked up first and who you wish were a little bit better or a little bit different than what we have now. Hey guys, just a short announcement before we go. I am going to be doing the live streaming thing once again at 8 p.m. Eastern time. However, this time I'm going to be doing it on YouTube and not Twitch. So please, if you want to check it out, just keep that in mind and don't head over to Twitch because I won't be doing it there. But if you do head over to the YouTubes, it would be really cool to see you and we can hang out and enjoy a chill stream and have fun together. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. And of course, guys, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.